voice. My whole understanding and reasoning behind that is simply this. In sports and entertainment, blacks were allowed to, or maybe not even allowed, but whether they were allowed or not, they broke that glass ceiling that was there. Because don't get me wrong, whites had entertainment and sports on lock, that was theirs. But blacks shattered that. So because they shattered that glass ceiling, look here, Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving because of his great talent, right? But in the tech community, the my opinion, and Jay said I'm wrong with this. I don't think I am, but my opinion is the black Steve Jobs or the black Mark Zuckerberg, they haven't shattered that glass ceiling as yet. So I don't think there is not a black Steve Jobs out there, but it's just that barrier still remains. So my whole point is this is why you have to continue to play. I don't know if you all remember a comment made about Jordan in the documentary The Last Dance. An individual said, I thought it was such a powerful statement. He said, Jordan is the best at his job as anyone else is at their job. When you look at it like that, like take away sports, take away basketball, he is the best at what he does, better than anyone doing what they do, period. And
that's powerful.
Sports and entertainment has allowed us to see that brilliance from blacks better than any other areas of industry. So to me, it doesn't mean that we don't have black talented scientists or et cetera or whatnot, but it's just that the systemic and racial injustices that are currently, that still is currently out there, is preventing those individuals to get that attention, to get that funding, etc., to shine. So use that platform, bro. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, so a couple things on what you say. Yeah, I agree there isn't a black Steve Jobs yet, but those things come with time. So the thing is, going back to sports, the whites were allowed to play sports more because certain things, the sports is you have to be allowed to certain access to certain things. The reason why basketball got more popular, they have more courts in the cities. So they had access to play the ball. The reason why NASCAR isn't a sport for the black people because you need a car, you need a sponsor to race a car. So if you see that door unlocks and that Bubba Wallace dad used to race, Bubba Wallace dad is white. So that's why Bubba Wallace had the opportunity to race cars. Now, he just happened to be good at his job, and he happened to be black. I don't think because he's black, he's getting just as good as his job because he had access to it. So I think, so to tie back to the tech thing you was mentioning, the tech industry is a new industry. I mean, Steve Jobs is in our era. So I think in the next 30, 40, not even that far, technology booms, say 5 to 10 years, more persons of color will now be in the forefront of these industries just because of opportunity. And even those same industries are allowing opportunities now. I saw an article recently, Google has put less emphasis on college degrees and more emphasis on experience. Because the college degree was the thing that really was the gate that prevented certain people from entering certain fields. Because in order to do certain things, you had to go to certain colleges, and certain colleges cost certain money, and you got to get certain access. And now they say, okay, just access, or sorry, just experience now allow you to get in. And before too, black people probably could always play sports, but they weren't allowed to play. Now to tie it back, now I think the reason why entertainers, the black entertainers and the black sports persons are so good is because they just allowed to do it. They have means to do it, and they excel at what they do. Because, and the thing is, so we have to understand our role in this as well. We tap into that. I don't follow the Silicon Valley. I can't tell who's in charge of these industries. I know the CEOs, the CFOs of these companies are to tell you their colors are. So, or to tell you what their background is. I know I follow sports. I know I follow music. And that's my own shortcomings, but I think we have to be fair in terms of not saying that we don't have black voices, but who voices are we choosing to listen to? Now, I think that we just tapping into these markets more. So that's why we hear them more. So we create our own echo chamber. And then we get mad at our own echo chamber because we're hearing the same things in our echo chamber. So now if we say, you know what, I going back to sports, I want to see more representation in NASCAR. So are you watching NASCAR? No. Because the thing is, I've learned that as simple as Bubba Wallace is only a black driver, they have a black person who's the owner. So even that's something to be celebrated. We don't talk about that. So and so it's there, you know. So I don't get, and you're saying, and I agree, giving up your power. Like if your power of influence is not between those white lines in the basketball court, especially in the NBA where they don't impede what you see, you use that power. And the thing is, so what is interesting is that it got to be consistent. Because it's not as if the George Floyd thing happened and that's the first time something that happened. Say, oh wow, this how they treat black people. Black people being oppressed for a very long time. So now all of a sudden now you feel like they want you shucking and jive. What happened when you was the Cavaliers? You shucking and jiving them. You was the Boston, you shucking and jiving them. Boston of all places. Boston and the continent of black people. And you was shucking and jiving in Boston and in Ohio. So why is it different now? The main thing is, so you have that chance to like do somehow that I can't be a t-shirt on. Do somehow the Trayvon Martin triple video with the hoodies. Guys, some are saying things and the NBA isn't impeding them. But again, I know who Kyrie Irving is because Kyrie Irving plays in the National Basketball Association. If Kyrie Irving was an economist in Texas, I would know who Kyrie Irving is. So now to give up that power, I think that's not as responsible. Now, if you say now, I want to give up that power and still advocate, then sure. My only thing I wish is that he said, you know what, we need not to do this because they're trying to distract us, but we should do something. It's always tough when someone say don't do something and then all of a sudden replace it. So if you think that basketball is taken away or it's going to confuse the zeitgeist and now we're going to forget about the Black Lives Matter and the inequalities of black people, sure. What now is going to feel like what? What are you going to allow to fall in place to say, okay, now that you got your attention, this is what you should do. This is what we should do. Again, if you say you want demand more representation, then demand more representation, demand more ownership. But you know where the hypocrisy is coming with all these things to show you money is so important. And this is Eddie's point. If you are so pro-black representation, you have a black guy right in Charlotte, North Carolina, who wants a team. Why not request to be played for him? If it's so important for you to play for black people and be around black people, why don't say I want to play with Michael Jordan and the Charlotte Hornets and build up the Charlotte Hornets brand because a black man represents a team? Why? Because Charlotte's a small market. You want to make money, so it got to be consistent with keep that same energy. So you going to New York because New York is a big market. That's why you went to New York. New York is a big market. So now all of a sudden now it's a different story. I think that's what loses me. So and again, Dwight, bless the way out, like yeah, and that's the trouble when you are on Front Street. It's that when you start to say things, everybody start to check you. So it gotta be consistent because Dwight is a dude who killed himself to get back in the league, get back in playing performing level, and now you just want to give it up. Boy, they barely know you when he's playing in Washington last year. And now that you are Dwight Howard for the LA Lakers, you should use the fact that you're in that bubble. Every time they put a microphone in front of your face, they still ain't find the killer for these people. They still ain't arrest the killer for that person. They still got this issue, this will happen. You what's that? Right. But now if you just Dwight Howard, ex-NBA player, do something, don't care what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we shouldn't take it that far though, because we all have different constitutions within ourselves. If I feel as player X that, you know what, my entertainment is going to take people from the movement and focus their attention here, and then so they're going to be entertained by what I do, and they're going to be less involved in making things happen, then I would see why you would remove yourself from that. So if that's how he feels, you know what I mean? Some people are just honestly, I feel he's one of those fellas who, see, I don't want to get back on Kyrie, but it appears that Kyrie was all over the place, and Kyrie voice and decision and agreement and not agreement changed when he found out he was not allowed in the bubble. But Dwight basically was saying, because of what is going on, I think we shouldn't play. And it was sent a greater message that if we forego the season because of this, I disagree with him, but I follow that thought process more than I follow the ebbs and flow of what Kyrie Irving was saying.
Yeah. Why Gary lost me too is that you're saying you don't want to play, and then the whole conversation is that we should start our own league. So it's like, is it that you don't want to play because you want to distract, or you don't want to play for the NBA? Now, and that's where it's the confusion, at least for me, trying to follow his logic. But I agree with you, Dave. Your conviction saying don't play, then don't play. But what I guess to me, responsible wise, is that if you don't do something for you, then do something about it. If we're saying that we're suffering, okay, then what are we going to do? How are we going to impact change? How are we not going to? What are your demands? Like my thing is, you're holding it hostage, right? So you're holding the NBA season hostage. So what are your demands? But if you're just saying, I don't want to take away from the movement, what is crazy about this is that the Black Lives Matter movement didn't just start in May. Like that started years ago. So it isn't like this is a new thing that happened. This has been happening long time. So now I think it's attention on it now. But it happened 4 years ago. So we continued to play basketball 4 years ago. So I think that's the tough part. And again, like I say, it's not as if they have been started. Like not much leads was going to allow people to express themselves to that level. Shoot, Taco Bell didn't let the employees express themselves to that level. So ain't much companies is going to allow you to express yourself to say, showcase your political affiliations out in the open there. And injustice. And why too with the NBA, why is progressive with Donald Sterling, and they saw that he made these racial remarks. They get him, and he's an owner, and they get him up out of there.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say that. I mean, again, I don't know in the working of the NBA, maybe because he became on the board of the NBPA, he saw things that we didn't see. And he saw how they really operate. Maybe he saw us himself was really dirty behind the scenes. I don't know. That might have swayed him left or swayed him right. But it's just an interesting dynamic. And I don't know, I don't know. I just didn't follow the logical. But Patrick Beverly said it best. If the King want to play, we play. The King say no, then we don't play. LeBron James
But I wanted to touch on one point you said, Rodney, about the well, two things. The